Hey YouTube, so today we are talking about that age-old problem that you've probably encountered. You probably know people that have encountered this, and that is that at a certain time of day, your puppy or your dog enters the witching hour. They start attention seeking, they start doing zoomies, they start to pester you, steal things, and just generally be a little bit naughty. And it always seems to be at, 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and you're like, why is this happening? They've got into the witching hour. What do we do about it? So if you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure to do so, and check out the other videos in the YouTube channel as well. There's a new video each and every week, and we tackle all kinds of struggles from recalls through to calmness in the household. And today we're talking about the witching hour. So how does the witching hour work? What actually is the witching hour? Well, if you were to, this is quite a useful thing to do. If you were to kind of map out what are your dog's energy levels across the day, right? So if I draw one of my imaginary dogs that I'm going to work with today. Let's say in the night the energy levels are pretty low, they're nicely asleep, and then at some point maybe we wake up and their energy levels go up a little bit, and then at some point what you might find is that your dog's energy levels go like this, and they get very, very excitable, and they get very, very excited, and they start attention seeking and whatever else. And then you go for your walk, right? And that's because dogs are creatures of efficiency, and what they do is they predict. And not only do they predict in kind of a conscious way, right? But more importantly, their brains are so efficient that they upregulate their energy levels in anticipation of events. All of us, we're geared towards survival. We're geared towards being in a ready action state, and that applies to good things as well. So if you take your dog for a walk at the same time every day, guess what? Leading up to that, you will see their energy levels, their arousal levels you might have heard us talk about before, increase. Now, you go for your walk, things slowly start to calm down again in terms of their energy, and then maybe the day is pretty chilled again, and pretty chilled, everything's fine, and then it gets to about 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and that tends to be when maybe you're all sitting down and thinking, oh my word, I really want to relax, I just want to switch off, and all of a sudden the energy levels increase. You get zoomies, you get attention seeking. I'm a vet behaviorist, and would you believe, and you're probably all thinking, yes, I would believe because I experience this every day. But would you believe that some people get in touch because their dogs have become extreme humpers? They are humping them, they are grabbing their clothes and almost tugging on their clothes, and the owners have bruises, right? And that tends to happen at a certain time of day. Now, why is it that this evening witching hour can often happen? Well, it's most likely because the day has been pretty relaxed, pretty not complex, not much happening, and then all of a sudden the family come back home, and there are things happening, there's noise, the environment's become much more complex. And also, what we've got to realize is the evenings are often times where maybe after a day at work, we have time to really interact with our dogs and play with our dogs and maybe even train our dogs. And think about that efficient brain. Think about what that's doing. All your dog is doing is gearing up to that energy that they need to play with you, interact with you, and train you. And be trained by you. Now, the challenge is that imagine the day where you get home from work, or you have a really busy day with family, and you just want to sit down. Yeah, you just want to relax. You just want to, watch Coronation Street in peace. I don't even know if that exists anymore. But anyway, your favorite TV show. And your dog has got this energy geared up, ramped up, ready for this interaction. They're not thinking, I want to interact. Well, their brain is just up-regulating the energy. They have all of this energy, and now you want to relax. And that energy then spills into action prompting, poking you, prodding you, barking at you, maybe running around the house, maybe stealing things and running away. And what happens is this becomes self-fulfilling, right? The disco, you didn't bring the disco this time. You didn't start the disco training session or the disco walk or, the disco play session. Instead, your dog has created the disco. And now this persists and persists and persists and carries on and carries on and carries on and becomes more and more established as the days go on, because just like us, we have our rhythms throughout the day. Our dogs develop their rhythms throughout the day in absence of us teaching them, right, after a while, because they're just going through their rhythm of the day. Now, what do we do about this? Well, the first thing that we need to do about it is we need to ditch the routine. We need to get rid of the routines that the predictable events that we have with our dogs throughout the day. Mix up the time, mix up what you do, right? That's the crucial thing that we all get told when we get a dog is you've got to be consistent, you've got to have a routine. You've got to be consistently inconsistent, actually, to have a well-behaved dog, right? Because otherwise what you get is this prediction, this anticipation, this rhythm that, some days you can't follow that rhythm and your dog's still following that rhythm. It's actually stressful for them to have a routine because life really isn't routine, right? Now, the second thing that we're then going to do is where these exciting activities have happened in the past, or your dog's created these exciting activities, right, and is ramping up their energy in anticipation of them, I want you to swap out the exciting activity for calmness. So the calm activity might, for example, be a long-lasting chew. It might, for example, be a lickable canine calm mat from AO Canine. It might, for example, be actually just some calm, can you settle on your bed and can I reward you for settling on your bed? The first day, your dog's going to be like, computer says no, my brain says no, this is not what happens here, and you're going to persevere. Yeah, you're going to meet them halfway. And over time, what you're going to do is you're going to move them more and more and more towards calmness. What you need is calmness. What you need to do is replace these spikes, these witching hours, right, instead with something calm, a calm activity. And we've got an entire Absolute Dogs TV episode on how to teach your dog to be calm, how to inspire calmness with your dog in your household or on walks, and we'll link it below this video. It's in the YouTube channel. That's why the witching hour happens. That's the science behind the witching hour. That's what to do about it. And the main thing that we need to be careful of, the final tip that I've got for you, is the witching hour is, you think of it as your dog's energy level, your dog's rhythm is totally incompatible with where your energy level and your rhythm is at that time. The worst thing that you can do is go into firefighting, reactive, right? Becoming reactive as your dog's, just as reactive as your dog is. And the worst thing to do will be to get frustrated and angry in those times. That is just going to actually you almost reinforce this rhythm. You're throwing energy in there now in response to them throwing energy at you. You've got a conflict and it's just a big mess. Be proactive, ditch the routine, swap in calmness, and the witching hour will disappear. Remember, game changers, whatever the dog owning struggle, there's a game for that.
If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to our channel.
And check out our new 25-day online dog training challenge. Watch the videos, play the games, transform your dog owning struggles.
As a loyal YouTube subscriber, you can get a 70% discount through the link in the description below.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to the #1 most transformational dog training podcast on iTunes and Spotify, the Sexier Than a Squirrel podcast.
And remember to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more live teaching, video content and free training using the links in the description.